So very good morning students. In today's class we are going to learn about the bilinear transformation, how it is being used to convert a analog IR filter into digital IR filter design. So what is bilinear transformation? So this transformation, it is one of the transformation types where it is used to convert an analog filter to a digital filter. And here this transformation is done with the help of a with the help of an area under the curve, whereas using the integration of calculus and the numerical recursive method we are going to derive the transformation. So here let us consider there is an area which is under the curve. Okay, the area under the curve, it is a common problem in earlier calculus courses. So here we are going to determine it using the integration. So the output can be written as y of t is equal to integral of x of t into dt. So the figure whatever it is shown here, so this is an irregular area where we are interested to find the area under this curve, and it is the time period, it is from n minus 1 into t to n into t, where t is the sampling period. Okay, so we are interested to determine the area under this curve, and which is done with the help of this bilinear transformation. So here let us apply the Laplace transform for the equation. So whatever the previous equation we have, y of t is equal to integral 0 to t x of t dt. So whereas y of t represents the area under the curve and x of t is your curve function. Okay, and it is also the input of the analog integrator. And as I told, t is the upper limit of the integration. So now let us apply Laplace transform for that particular equation. So the Laplace transform of y of t will be y of s, and the Laplace transform of x of t into dt, that is integral of x of t into dt, is x of s divided by s. So later we'll take the Laplace transform of this function. We'll get g of s is equal to y of s divided by x of s. So which is nothing but 1 by s. So as per this equation, if you bring it to the form of y of s divided by x of s, it is equal to 1 by s. That is nothing but the Laplace transform, and name it as equation 1. So later we'll examine this particular numerical integration method in order to approximate the equation using the difference equation as y of n is equal to y of n minus 1 plus x of n plus x of n minus 1 divided by t, where we know t is the sampling period. Now if we apply the z transform on both the sides of the above equation, so z transform of y of n will be z transform of y of n will be y of z, and z transform of y of n becomes z inverse into y of z, and whereas t is the constant, keep as such, and z transform of x of n is x of z, and z transform of x of n minus 1 is z inverse into x of z. Okay, next we'll try to bring it to the form of y of z divided by x of z. Okay, so that we'll be getting the transfer function. So now whatever y of z, you keep it as common and bring it to the form of y of z divided by x of z. So we are getting as t by 2 1 plus z inverse divided by 1 minus z inverse. So name it as equation 2. So now let us compare the equation 1, whatever the Laplace transform we obtained, along with the equation 2, which is the z transform. Okay, so it follows that when we compare these two equations, so again g of s is your transfer function, h of z is also transfer function. If we are going to equate these two equations, we'll be getting y of s is equal to t by 2 of 1 minus z inverse divided by 1 plus z inverse. And again convert this z inverse as 1 by z, and simplifying you'll get the form as t by 2 of z plus 1 divided by z minus 1. So now we'll solve for s here. So let us as we are interested to calculate what is s, again we'll simplify this equation so that you'll be getting s is equal to, so this you just cross multiply and find out what is only s. So you will be getting s as 2z divided minus 1 divided by t into z plus 1. So name it as equation 3. And this particular equation, it is nothing but the bilinear transformation. That is, s has to be replaced with 2 by t of z minus 1 divided by z plus 1. And name this equation as equation 3. So now let us map this s plane and the z plane using the bilinear transformation. So here you can observe this is your s plane, where we are interested in the area, that is left hand side of the s plane. Always we know that whatever the poles which is lying on the left half of the s plane will account for stability of the filter. So will be shaded the region which is the left hand side of the s plane, and s plane is drawn between sigma plus j omega. As s is equal to sigma plus j omega, omega will be on the x axis and j omega will be on the y axis. And here this is the region where I am talking about stability. Okay, so the poles whichever will lie in this particular region will account for the stability of the filter. Okay, now we are going to transfer whatever the poles you have it in the left hand side to the z domain. So this graph represents the z domain, where x axis it is real part of z and y axis is your imaginary part of z. Okay, and we have a circle which is drawn with radius as 1, and whenever you are mapping a pole from the stable region of s plane to the z plane, we have to observe that if it is inside the stable region, then I can say that after transforming this analog filter to a digital filter, we are able to maintain the stability. So that is what we are going to check here. Hence it is called as mapping of s plane to the z plane. So this bilinear transformation method, it is nothing but the mapping or transformation points. That is, whatever the points you have it in the s plane, we are trying to map it in the z plane. So the mapping is done, and what are the properties we are able to observe here is the left hand s plane is mapped on. When you observe this, the left of s plane poles, it is mapped to the inside the circle, unit circle of the z plane. So any points which is mapped in the stable region of the left hand side of the s plane is seen to be mapped inside the unit circle of radius 1 of z plane. Okay, and then suppose if you have any points which is lying on the right half of the s plane, it seems to be pointed outside the circle. See, this is the arrow mark. So any points which is lying on the right half of the s plane, it seems to be mapped outside the unit circle. And then whatever the points which is lying on the j omega axis, that is on this particular j omega axis, that is the boundary of the stable region. So suppose if you have any points which is lying on this j omega axis, it is seen to be mapped on the positive of circle, that is on the circle. So this is your circle which is of radius 1, and this boundary seems to be mapped on the circle, that is the boundary of the unit circle. Okay, hence we observe that whatever the poles we are transferring from the left of the s plane, it is mapped to the stable region of the z plane. Hence we can say that the analog filter after transformation using this bilinear transformation, it is seen to be a stable filter. Okay, and this is about mapping of s plane to z plane using the bilinear transformation. And whatever the transformation we got, the final transformation equation is s has to be replaced with 2 by t z minus 1 divided by z plus 1. So this is ultimately the bilinear transformation formula which you will be using it while converting a analog IAR filter to a digital IAR filter. Okay, thanks for your time. Let us continue in the next video. Thank you.